Hi there everybody, it's UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator Halsey here from slimandstylish.stampingup.net. Today I've created my own framed happy birthday card using the Easter set, which I love. So I did a card using this the other week and I just fell in love with it and wanted to use it again. Now because it is predominantly an Easter set, I've themed it with the Biggest Wish. This is great because the Biggest Wish doesn't actually have any images in it, so I could use them both very nicely together. So I want to use Happy Birthday. So what I'm doing first of all is I'm just finding a piece of masking paper that is the same width really as the birthday there, that's in the pretty font at the bottom. So I'm just going to cut this into a square. Now you can have this any size so it fits your sentiments, okay? It doesn't matter. All you need is to be able to hide where you're going to put the sentiment. So just pop it over the top of the sentiment in the pack like I did. You can see straight through it because it is predominantly see-through. And you can see underneath the font and the sentiment, and you'll be able to work out then what size square you actually want. Peel the backing off, and then what you want to do with this is you want to stick it onto a fluffy surface. Our masking paper is amazing. It's the best masking paper I've seen because it stays in place. But it's also a bit of a pain because it's too sticky, which is what makes it stay in place. But it does pull the card. So if you put it straight onto the card, you're going to ruin your project. Pop it onto a fluffy surface. So I'm using my cardigan here that's on the side. Keep going over it until it's got some fluff on the back, and then you're going to be fine. Okay, trust me, I've lived and learned this masking paper. Now I've stuck it down, it will definitely stay in place, but it just won't be that tacky that's going to destroy the card. Okay, so for this card, I'm going to be using the floral wreath, the butterfly, and I'm also going to use this grass piece here, which is a bit like a grass verge, not majorly, but I'm just going to use it to fill a few gaps. So pop these onto your blocks. And then what you want to do using your Memento ink, because I'm going to be using blends, but if you're going to be using watercolour pencils or your Stampin' Right markers, use StazOn, but I'm using Memento for my blends, is just ink this round as a frame. Okay, so you want to follow your your masking paper so that you have a frame all the way around it, but you don't want to go too far outside it because it still needs to be a clear frame. Now, it doesn't matter if any of the stamps overlap on the masking paper, but it does matter if they overlap on the cardstock, okay? So just make sure as you're doing it that you're positioning it right. Just like that. I'm going to pop a few more butterflies on it, and then you are pretty much done with that aspect. So pop your lid on, and you can take your masking paper off now. So I'm using my Take a Pick tool, and I'm using the sharp piece just to peel this off, and you can see no damage to the card. The only difference is I just had a little bit stay stuck down the bottom here. So I just used a rubber, created some friction on it, and it came off, which was great. And there we go, a one layer frame card. So it looks like I've popped a piece of cardstock on top and done a pop out, but I haven't, it's all completely flat. So I'm going around with a few colours now to colour it in. This is just Jade Light and Dark, and I'm colouring all the leaves with that. I'm going to be using a host of other colours. I will tell you which ones are our newer ones. So Just Jade is a returning one. So this is new back into the catalogue. You can get the ink, the Stampin' Right markers, the card, and everything else to go with it. Okay, the next colour up that I'm going to be using, this one is the Lemon Lime Twist, and this is the light Lemon Lime Twist, and I'm using it on the grass pieces. This is also a returning colour, so new to the catalogue this time again. And it's beautiful. It's one of my favourite ones. Next up is Copper Clay. This is a new in colour, so we've never seen this before, and it's been added to the catalogue this time, and it's going to be around for 2 years. Next up we have Dark Daffodil Delight, which is going in the centre of all the flowers, and this has been around for ages and is beautiful. We've then got Pool Party Dark, which I'm using on one of the flowers. Pool Party has been around forever, and it is definitely a Helen favourite. And then we've got Light Highland Heather. This has also been around for a bit now. I like it sometimes. I prefer Fresh Freesia, which is just a bit brighter, but Highland Heather's definitely doing the job in this one. And then we've got Bubble Bath. This is a completely new colour and it is amazing and beautiful and proper pink. It is so lovely. So I'm just adding this onto the big flower so you can see that it really pops. And then finally, I'm using the skin tone blends. So this is the 900 and I'm just doing the extra flower in that because I thought there was a lot of colour already going on. And then, haha, I had missed a different section there with the ball pie, so just come back in to do it. And then I've done my butterflies in grey because I figured there's so much colour going on with this card. I wanted the butterflies to sort of blend in and not really pop out, so I've popped them in grey and then they're on there, but they're not screaming, hello, look at me. So next up, I wanted this frame to really, really pop. You know, it looks cool as it is, but you just want it to sort of like look like it's popping off the paper. So I've grabbed my Stampin' Right marker. This is the black one, and I'm just drawing a line around this frame. Okay, so line your ruler up with where your masking paper was and do a line down. Now it's up to you. You can do it with the brush tip. I've done it with a bullet tip, and I'm just going over it a couple of times to make sure that it really stands out. But I just think to me that enhances this sort of one layer frame look. And then once I've done that, I'm going to be sticking my my sentiments on there and lining those up. So as I said, I'm using the Biggest Wish stamp set, which is lovely. I'm using the pretty font for birthday and the block font for happy. Pop those onto your blocks. And now I did think about doing, you know, in different colours. What I'm going to be doing is the birthday in my Memento black, and I'm going to put that on first so that I can line everything up. And then I'm going to use the happy in a colour that complements the frame. So I did think about using Lost Lagoon because obviously I've used that quite a bit on the frame, and then I thought against it and decided to go with a Highland Heather. I haven't used that as much on the frame, so I thought it would just create an element of difference. So stamp that down, and I was just checking to see the colour of it, see if I wanted to stamp it off or stamp it on. I was quite happy with the colour, so I've just put that on top of the previous sentiment, so it says happy birthday, and I know it's partly through it, but I really like it like that. And then finally, you've got this sort of crisscross detail that's in the Biggest Wish. I'm using the Smoky Slate, and I am just popping a few of those around the card just to give it a little bit of grunge and a little bit of background detail, which I love. And there we go, that's pretty much it for the card. So it's got to stick it onto its base now. So I already keep my bases cut and, scored, and I just need to burnish it. Stick that down. And then you can add a few embellishments if you want. Up to you, you know, whatever you think you would like on it. I'm going to be using my metallic enamel effects in the black. Can't stop using these, love them, think they're great. So I'm just popping a few of these on. Key is when you're using this is to let it dry. Put it on the side and give it about 10 minutes and it will dry lovely. What do you think? I love this project. This Easter set is just so great. Easter Bunny from the catalogue. And here's the finished project. Thank you for joining me. I do hope that you enjoyed the video. Everything I've used today is available from slimandstylish.stampinup.net. If you did enjoy the video, please do drop me a like or leave me a comment. And if you're new to the channel, please do subscribe and come back for more content. I also have an Instagram page that I'm trying to grow at the same time. It's @slimandstylish, and every like or follow helps. Thanks everybody for joining me. I hope you have a lovely rest of the day. Bye.